Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles with your host, the socially awkward nerd Christian Paul speaking. And I want to ask you a huge question. What if I told you that shame has zero place in the medical industry? However, humility does.
Juicy!
Think about that for a minute.
Do your research, look at the studies. There's so much fitness studies out there. There's no secrets. It's just discipline and sustainability over a period of time.
Have you guys ever been confused about how to get and stay in shape based on the information that's out there?
Totally. I would never, ever take advice from you to get that advice or to gain that knowledge because of whatever this disposition it is that you have going on, right?
What's a disposition?
Can you describe it?
I think I just keep it real.
I wouldn't even enable it toxic, but I think it's like you have this perspective about the world around you that I think is kind of really warped, and I don't understand why, and I would like to understand why, and I'm not getting it because you're like, shame is the answer and stuff like that, but it's not. It's not though. It's why you have so much conflict. It's why we're literally sitting here today having this discussion.
So here's the thing. You operate on what's ideal. I operate on what's real. And the reality is that the world is a much colder and harder place than you think it is, but you want to, people to just understand you and see your perspective and see you as how you see yourself. The reality is the world's never going to see you how you see yourself. They're going to see you on how you display yourself to them. And when you are fat, out of shape, etc., the people, and if they don't get to know you and talk to you and have a conversation with you, they're going to assume certain things. That's just the world that we live in.
Just to dig a little deeper into that, has something happened to you to confirm that observation that you have?
No, I just live in objective reality, and objective reality isn't as nice as you think it is.
So you're not drawing from a personal experience?
No, I'm speaking fairly objectively that these are the conversations that people have behind closed doors, but they don't want to say out loud because for fear of cancellation, for fear of coming off as an asshole, etc. I'm just saying how people really feel, but they're scared to say it.
Coming from whether the fitness space can be toxic or not, the shame attitude has kept a lot of people out of it. I've been doing fad diets since I was 12 years old. I was put on Weight Watchers. I did Atkins. I did paleo. I did everything you could possibly imagine. And not until I started following other influencers that were more proactive based on, I want to be around for my daughter for as long as I possibly can be. I want to give my body the function it needs. Like just that basic mind shift. Hey, life can get a lot better if you do kind of focus on your health a little more instead of you're a fat piece of shit, you need to change. To me, I don't know everyone in the fitness industry, but I know for me personally, it totally changed my relationship with fitness when I started realizing that it was a gross benefit instead of a punishment I had to put onto myself for not being disciplined enough. For people like you to maybe respect me, who, again, we don't know each other in reality. So why am I destroying my life so you will respect me one day?
Well, going to the gym and training isn't going to destroy your life.
And it doesn't.
It's going to enhance it, if anything.
But I'm saying,
it's going to enhance it.
But yeah, I do that. I'm saying it wasn't until someone told me about those enhancements and kind of approached it with more of an empathetic way of being that it seemed attractive to me at all to be a part of it.
Does anyone here respond positively to shame?
No.
I think in some ways, I feel like a lot of us can relate to this. Like when we were younger, I wouldn't say it was shame, but I wasn't necessarily like happy with the way I look, and that kind of motivated me to get into fitness in the first place, right? And we're talking this was like in high school, so I think to some degree, shame that's not put on by others could be helpful, right? It has to be something within yourself that can motivate you.
I'll speak on the shame thing too, because the shame that I guess embodied came from myself. So when I was on my weight loss journey and I was like losing weight, the day that I weigh in and it was like the scale read 1 pound over, like I would take those pills that make you shit, literally, to like lose that extra pound to see. Like, so going back to the toxic situation, that's where I got fucked up, because I would do things in response to me not getting that positive stimulus to hurt myself ultimately. Do I have therapy now? Yeah. Because it's like it's a double-edged sword for sure.
I think shame is good. I think it's a very natural response to inadequacy, and it tells people that, hey, maybe I need to change. Like being bullied as a man, being shamed, it's a good thing because it stimulates you to change and make a better difference most of the time.
But some people don't respond. Like some people, when they get shamed, they get shut down, and now they proceed further into that negative, behavior because it's not something, as Zach and everybody else was mentioning, that's what's positive to bridge that gap.
That's a part of the masculine journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, a couple weeks ago I was actually watching clips of Jubilee titled Fat versus Fit, which you got like a bunch of overweight, obese guys coming by. Some of which choose not to shed the pounds, other was actually doing the best they can, actually try to shed the pounds for the longevity they held to actually further extend their life. And then you got others, on the fit side that look literally jacked as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But even though some may live healthy lives, others may not. Others may have like some very deep ills behind the scenes. None of that we don't even see behind the naked eye. And what I saw up in that clip, although some guys are actually up in the exercise space are a bit practical, there's primarily one that is living in his own bubble, and literally high off delusion. And y'all figure out who that person is? You guessed it. None other than Al-Mufuru, Myron Gaines. Very insensitive other folks, situation when it comes to their stories, when it comes to how they got to the way that they are now. Not even fully realizing that it's not a one-size-fits-all thing, thinking that, if you're still obese, even though you're actually trying your best to put the pounds down and, basically like actually eating less food and actually trading in like for macros, whatever type of food you get, you're still a loser, you're hideous and everything else. It is some clear-cut nonsensical rhetoric that he's mainly been dealing with. Literally, it's just like insulting to the core, and it shows how insensitive and how shallow mind really is when it comes to those versus individual situations, and not even having a chance to actually listening to their stories literally behind the scenes. And I've watched the whole clip. It's just literally disgraceful on what I just saw from him. Now, to those dudes actually making the effort to actually work out and everything else, I know you're actually currently losing the weight and everything else, and I want to say salute to y'all for making the effort to actually try to make the effort to actually go on a healthy journey and try to lose some of the weight you have to the best of your ability, and actually seeking personal trainers to actually help guide you on your journey, giving you an individualistic situation, as it's not a one-size-fits-all ordeal, as I've said before. People are like looking at the situation thinking like, attraction is always subjective based on the naked beholder, based on what the majority were actually feeling, while in actuality it's mainly subjective, depending on the mindset of the woman and depending on the mindset of the person, what he or she is deeply interested in when it comes to all the details. Now, I want to focus more with the whole shame part and the obesity part. I remember doing this whole obesity stuff years ago, and I'm going to continue to emphasize the same stuff as I mainly do as I'm currently doing right now. But I will say this, you don't need no shame, in the medical industry to actually try to advise someone on how to lose weight just to improve their life. There's no need for that. None. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you a little bit of further detail once I get back to my home crib, because right now I'm dealing with a little bit of traffic, and I gotta get ready for myself a little bit for some bedtime. So y'all bear with me as I actually continue on this journey later on up in this video. So ladies and gentlemen, sorry I got a little bit delayed doing like all these demands and everything else. This is days later, as you may know, basically trying to continue the conversation with y'all when it comes with the whole fit versus fat situation, and basically Myron Gaines being out of line. And what I want to try to encourage you guys from the general public, I encourage you guys to please take a moment to watch my playlist on the whole obesity epidemic and what you could definitely do to actually counter those when it comes to actually trying to improve your health, which is actually extremely important that you do so. It gives you more practical advice. It gives you statistics on how serious obesity can mainly get based on data findings that I basically found basically around a couple years ago from Kaggle. It'll give you like a full detail, and you'll have like a good synopsis on how big of an impact and how extremely impactful, how extremely I forgot the word, how detrimental obesity can be literally towards society, and how it can literally shorten your life and everything else. Now, in regards to that, if you know, in regards to the whole situation with the whole fat first thing ordeal, I'm not really gonna say too much about the obesity stuff because I've already discussed it in the last playlist. But what I will definitely teach you guys, and what I will explain to you guys in regards to this matter, when you gotta go to like a thorough step-by-step situation, I'll do my best to simplify it as best as I could to actually know how you can literally try to better improve your life and better improve your life for one, and actually make sure you get more confident out there, making sure that you thoroughly feel good about yourself. And these are the following. And we're going to start off with this. Step number 1, seek guidance from a mental health counselor, right? And you need to actually do your thorough research on which mental health therapist you feel can basically fit your needs based on your individual situation, whether it's by doing research, whether that's actually looking through your health insurance, which is like a huge factor, basically if you can do so, basically which therapist would actually accept your health insurance for 2, for 3, if you don't want to try to deal with the insurance route. Try your best to find a therapist that could closely relate to your needs and closely relate to your scenario and your life story to see if you're able to actually try and pick some cues and actually pick that therapist's brain. Now, you don't have to limit yourself to one therapist, but you can definitely go visit multiple therapists, see what opinions they have. You can definitely find out all your frustrations and vent all your struggles with them, and they will be able to give you or engineer you a strategy on how to proceed based on their personal opinions. Right. So these are the things that you really need to focus on, and I will make a separate video on actually making sure you deal with the right therapist and actually picking the right therapist, especially in your niche, so that you would be able to have much more of a weapon or much more ammo or weaponry to actually help you psychologically go through your day-to-day life. That's number 1. Number 2, start by getting yourself active in any way you can. Limit the sedentary movement by any means. You know, just like with these just as with these obese gentlemen that you see up on the right, that's on the fat side. Most of them, they're in the process of actually getting the pounds down to actually prolong their health. And you can definitely see with like the fat black dude come by on like the far end. You see in like the very end of the video of the Fat First Bit video, he basically explains to Myron and the rest of the fit crew that he's in the process of actually losing the weight. He's actually training over the last few months, actually getting his weight down. Like I believe it was the one with like the necklace and with the suit and like the leather jacket. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was with the suit jacket, I believe, that he mainly had on. He was the one that was in the process of actually just getting his weight slimmed down by a couple hundred pounds, and he's currently in the process of doing so. He has his personal trainer. He got all the stuff that he needs, literally try to actually get himself more in tip-top condition, make himself feel more confident, which I will further discuss in the next step, right? Step 3, seek a personal trainer if need be. Seek a personal trainer that's actually well certified and that can specialize, keyword, specialize on your individual needs and on what you aim to have when it comes with your individualistic, realistic goals. Make sure you find someone, make sure they actually try and give you like some thorough advice, and they'll give you like a thorough strategy and thorough detail on how they'll be able to actually get you improved and how they'll be able to have you more active and hopefully shed some pounds along the way, which is extremely important. You don't want to try and get a personal trainer like a Myron Gaines type that mainly generalizes basically all body types and thinking that every single body type is the same and thinking everyone can probably lose the same pounds the same way that Myron Gaines has. That type of trainer is coming in from a generalistic standard. He's not specialized at all. It'll be even better if he has a certified physical trainer's license or certified personal trainer's license. If he did an exam in regards with personal training, when it comes to like the anatomies of the bodies, if he has his degree in exercise, his or her degree in exercise science, that'll be even better. Chemistry as well, even better also, because it basically details nutrition about food and health and everything else. If he has a background in medicine, that could even be better too. You know what I mean? You want to try and make sure you seek a personal trainer that thoroughly specializes in your needs, as well as has a very strong background of what he's getting himself into. That's the most important part. You don't want that Myron Gaines out there that's literally going to screw you over, that's going to let you think everything's going to be black and white. They got to actually understand the body types they mainly come about, which is ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. If they don't really thoroughly know about these body types, they are not a good fit for you. And I can guarantee you that. The next step is stepping nutrition. That part is going to be a little bit hard for folks that want to try and deal with their weight loss journey and everything else. So what I want to try and actually go a bit further is I would advise and I would suggest to you guys to seek a dietitian or to seek a nutritionist to make sure that you'll be able to actually make sure you stay on the journey that you're dealing with, just to make sure you reach your goals. Make sure they thoroughly understand your needs. Make sure they thoroughly understand your concerns. Make sure they thoroughly understand your body type. And if you want to actually try and go forward, actually seek help on which dietitian or nutritionist is a good fit for you, it is always best to go seek help from your primary care physician or your primary care doctor, and he will be able to give you the proper guidance of where to go when it comes to nutrition and when it comes to dieting. And if he decides that he'll be able to refer you to a dietitian that will help you out, if he knows of any good dietitian within his circle, he'd be more than happy to give it to you if you request it. You know what I'm saying? Take it from somebody who's worked in the medical field. Take it from someone who's worked in clinical administration any medical practice on and off for around 10 years, working for my dad as a nephrologist, who actually is a nephrologist dealing with kidneys and everything else, who dealt with many elderly patients that are dealing with health issues, many other patients who are currently obese or on the journey actually losing weight and everything else, many other patients that have any other health issues that are underlying health conditions that they are dealing with every single day. I work for a doctor that mainly deals with those things in his office on the daily. I deal with these types of calls when they demand on medication and everything else. So it's very important for y'all that want to deal with this weight loss journey, that want to try to improve your health, to make sure that you actually get the appropriate channels that you need. Nutritionist, dietitian. You don't know thoroughly on the nutritionist and dietitian information, go seek help from your primary care physician. And with that, please make sure you don't get discouraged by fuckfaces like Myron Gaines, who thoroughly don't even know that much about physical training or don't even know too much about the anatomy of the human body. He mainly knows some stuff about rowing. He mainly knows a lot of stuff about criminal justice, but he doesn't really have that much of a strong background regarding body anatomy, body types, how they actually deal with handling metabolism or anything else. He does not have that type of strong background in regards to that. He definitely knows more about actually getting fit given his situation, but he has not once been obese in his life. He has been a bit a little overweight, but he has not reached 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds. He cannot fully relate to what any obese guy is actually mainly going through. And it'll be literally foolish of him to act literally foolish of you to literally try to take his advice. If he doesn't even have a very thorough background on body types, on thorough anatomy, or even exercise science. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even have a CPT license, and I don't know, they basically work this ass off as well, actually being a physical trainer as well. But trust me, he also actually studied the anatomy and everything in the human body. Many physical trainers that you see up in these gyms end up having again a CBT license, or they're able to engineer multiple ways when it comes to exercise and actually analyze each individual's body parts and each individual's body form and body type to see if they're able to engineer a exercise plan for them to actually mainly achieve their goals in a much more practical manner. And in the way that Myron is mainly shaming these fat dudes up in these podcasts, it's just absolutely not okay. Shame is not acceptable in the medical field. Shame is not acceptable when it comes to the health journey. Now, however, immunity is. And when you're seeing with all these health scares, when you're seeing with people dealing with life-threatening diseases, They'll literally be able to humble you real fast without anybody literally warming you or literally actually shaming you. No shame is needed with dealing with that. You know, some folks mainly deal with certain types of diseases that they may not be able to actually come back from and literally have a normal life after the fact.
Is this what you want? 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 Is this what you want every day? That's what you want right there? When I tell you to put down that vape, put down that cigarette, put down that alcohol, stop ruining yourself when you don't have to. Because I wish I was you. I wish I didn't have to watch my family, didn't have to watch me suffer. Watch me be in sadness, depressed, trauma. Is this what you want? Tell me. Because I hate to see us generation ruin our bodies. And I just want to make it awareness. Is this what you want? Do you want to see your family watch you suffer? Because I don't want to watch them. It hurts me. And when you're sitting out there and you can be healthy, you can stop, you can find a better way. I don't have the option. It's done. And now everybody just has to sit and watch me. Do you want to lose a part of yourself that makes you feel the most beautiful? Do you want to lose that?
So yes, I urge y'all to please stay active. You know what I mean? All are welcome when it comes to be seen. However, it's actually very important that you actually maintain an active lifestyle as best as you can in any form or shape possible, just for the longevity of your health and just for the longevity of your life. You know what I mean? Because there have been a bunch of fat people that have unfortunately had transitions way too early than they should have. You know, just because of the lack of discipline when it comes to actually dealing with exercise. Let me take that back. Let me try to actually take the words right. I'm literally starting to act like Myron Gaines now. Please forgive me. Let me try to word it in a better way. It's mainly due to sometimes not even getting on track, or sometimes basically having the old habits mainly catching up to you. That could be a reason why. Now, some of them actually have made some very strong strides and improvements, actually losing the weight. And there have been certain cases where they lost the weight and actually ended up putting it back on due to the fact they may have endured certain traumas, or due to the fact they may endure a couple of pressures or anything in that nature. That has happened. And then there are some, and there have some, that actually came by who are obese and very young, but have not made any effort to actually make a better active lifestyle, have not made any effort to actually go to the gym or even go have any form of exercise whatsoever. Make any even effort to lose weight. And those are the people that unfortunately have transitioned. And again, deep condolences to them and their families in regards to that. You know what I mean? Your health is a number one asset. Your life, which is the only life that you have. You can't even repeat it. You don't have a repeat life. You don't have a second chance life that you have. You don't have a practice life that you have. That's all you got. You want to try and make sure to utilize it to the best of your ability in any way possible. You want to make sure you prolong that life as best as you can, so that the odds can literally be stacked up in your favor. And whenever you actually get through life, whenever you get to society, whenever you grow to old age, actually try and make sure that you maintain and build your legacy. So with that, to the folks that are up in Jubilee, to the rest of the people that are up in Jubilee, I commend some of the fit people that actually do care, that actually are sensitive about other people's situations and are making a difference in everybody's lives and actually making a difference in society, help people get active. And I also commend the people that are on the fat side, on the other side. I commend them for making the effort, for admitting that they need help. That's like the first stage of victory right there. I commend you on that. I literally do. I commend you for making the effort to having the active lifestyle and literally losing the pounds. That is a huge and better win. All right? Never forget that. Keep going. Don't stop. You know what I mean? The road, I understand, will not be easy, but there will be lights at the end of the tunnel. It will take time. You just need to have the proper discipline to make sure that you actually literally stay maintained and make sure you get everything all up in good shape. You're just going to try and make sure you have people that actually thoroughly listen to your situation and thoroughly listen to your story as to why you got in that position up in the first place. But in regards to the project that you're making, it is an amazing job and a wonderful job of what you're doing with the effort that you're building. And all I can say to y'all is, keep going and fuck all the naysayers that want to come by and literally belittle you and be shy and living up in their own bubble. Because people like that, people like Myron Gaines that don't even want to be open-minded and don't even want to try and thoroughly solve a problem. They want to try and live up in their own bubble and try and live in their own class. Say, I'm living life like this. You are losers, everything else. Those are the people that really literally will not last too long up in life with the necessity they're dealing with. And look at him now. He's literally on the path to obscurity because social media, including YouTube, is on the path of obscuring him and his podcast. And he's going to be literally locked in and literally tying up a Rumble, who is currently in a lawsuit with YouTube's parent company, Google. You know what I mean? In regards to those who are actually more rational and sane, keep going. The world will be easier for you. The world will be blessed. And more blessings will literally come your way.
Personally, I would say I champion body diversity because it's all-encompassing. It's inclusive of what everybody, is doing within their journey. When I expressed the desire to lose weight, another plus-size individual that I used to be friends with was just like, well, I don't feel like I can share your content because I'm not sure how my followers are going to perceive this. I think it might be triggering for them and stuff like that. And my response to it was, well, if you're championing body positivity, then what I'm doing should not be a problem, because the entire time that I've been advocating for people that look like me or people who have been othered in any capacity in general is that all bodies are good bodies. What we do with our body is what matters. And so body diversity is important to me because for a guy like you or a guy like the two of you might suffer from body dysmorphia. And that's a very real thing. You might not see yourself for what you really are. And so you're seeking unhealthy habits to achieve a goal. To get where you want to go, like you just got to give it time. Be healthy in it, in all aspects, like mentally, physically. You've got to find the right avenue to do what it is that you need to do for yourself.
The body positivity movement is a huge psyop to keep us fatter and stupider. It's all a scam. The reality is that Big Pharma wants money, and they understand that when you're fat, you have more health problems. They understand that you're going to need insulin, you're going to need medication, etc. And they make a bunch of money on us being sick. There is no incentive to actually have you be healthy. So let's go ahead and make our people fat as hell, get them in the hospitals, get them on medication, continue to make money, etc. It's all a big psyop.
So you believe it's all intentional?
Yes. We promote mediocrity.
I feel like it's a subset. Yes, I'm sitting here because I do think that there is a part of it that is problematic. But I think that the problematic part of it is a subset of people that use it as a tool to weaponize whatever it is that they're doing.
I think the whole movement is a problem. The body positivity movement in general is a problem. All of it.
So you shouldn't feel positive even about your own, like for you, for instance.
Well,
like,
I think if you haven't earned, here's the thing, being happy and content with yourself, it's not given, it's earned. You have to go out there, work, and then you're going to feel that satisfaction, like, I earned that. That feels good.
At what point do you earn it, though?
When you can look back in the mirror and actually, genuinely, not coping, respect the man that you see before you. And the reality is, people are going to realize that you're going to need to achieve a certain physique, because you have all these fat people, I love my body. No, you don't. It's a lie. You're just coping, you're lying to yourself. And now all these people on Instagram and TikTok with the body positivity movement are lying to themselves. They're not happy where they want to be. They just accept that because they're too lazy to make a change.
No, but I genuinely do love my body.
Right now, as you are?
Yeah.
Then why are you going to the gym?
And I'll explain to you.
Then why are you going to the gym?
I will explain it to you. I love everything that my body is capable of doing. I love the fact that at my size, I can do a lot of things that other people smaller than me still cannot do.
But you want to lose weight, though.
And yeah, right.
Which is good.
I want to lose weight because I love my body, but I have one body. Why would I not love it?
Yeah.